Hello, students. Let us continue chapter 16 in Science Sustainable Management of Natural Resources. In last video, we have discussed about the introduction of this chapter, like the Ganga project and wastage of our resources, including that some protective part of resources like 5 R's and some management skills for protection of, for saving of our resources, etc. Today, we are going to discuss the next topic, forest and wildlife. So, forests are biodiversity hotspots. But what do you mean by biodiversity? It is the number and range of variety of species of life forms like bacteria, fungi, ferns, flowering plants, nematodes, insects, birds, reptiles, etc in a particular area. It means biodiversity, that means those species that to do not belong to the particular area. We have to collect all such species under one roof. This is known as biodiversity. The main aim of conservation is to try and preserve the biodiversity that we have inherited. Experiments and field studies suggest that loss of diversity may lead to the loss of ecological stability, including that our forests are also known as biodiversity hotspots because in a particular forest there are so many different kind of species available. Now, very important discussion about the forest life, that is stakeholders. So, who is a stakeholder or what is the concept of stakeholder that we will discuss now? We all use various forest produce, but our dependency on forest resources varies. Some of us have access to alternatives, some do not. When we consider the conservation of forest, we need to look at the stakeholders, and they are as follows. Very first stakeholder, the people who live in or around forest are dependent on forest produce for various aspects of their life. Some tribal people we can consider, they mostly used to live near around forest or inside the forest, and they only dependent on the forest life. They consume all the food, they derive their lifestyle, they sustain their lifestyle, including that they work for forest only, they cut the trees, even they make some household things with the help of forest things. So they are completely dependent people on forest life. The second one, the forest department of the government, which owns the land and controls the resources from forest. So let us discuss about this second kind of people. The Forest Department of the government took over charge of forest from the British in independent India, British to the independent India. They ignored needs of local people and started converting vast tracts of forests to monocultures of pine, teak, and eucalyptus. They cleared of all vegetation of the area and started planting the trees of their own choice. Their practice lead to the destruction of biodiversity to great extent in the given area. If benefited only a few industrialized and acted as an important source of revenue for the forest department. So these second kind of people are quite harmful for the forest life. Then the third is the industrialist, from those who use tendu leaves to make beads to the ones with paper mills who use various forest produce but are not dependent on the forest in any one area. So, forest biodiversity suffers a great loss due to activities of industrialists who look at the forest as merely a source of raw materials. They do not bother for sustainability of the forest or ecological problems of the area. That means they are also harmful. They extract the required materials without replenishing it for future generation. For example, after clearing the teak trees in one area, they start new project of cutting trees in another area. They just want to cut the trees, to cut the jungles for their particular need, for their personal needs. So these are quite harmful examples. And the fourth stakeholder is the wildlife and nature enthusiasts who want to conserve nature in its pristine form. They are really wildlife and forest lover people. They are the people who work for conservation and management of forest and wildlife, and these include local people who traditionally work for conservation of forest. There are so many examples of forest and wildlife lovers. We will discuss it later on. For example, the Bishnoi community, the Chipko Andolan, and many more examples are there related to this. Now, let us discuss any two products of forest used in an industry and find out the sustainable alternative for such products. So, we can take the example of tendu patta. Tendu leaves are used in BD industry. Essential oils are used in manufacture of soaps and cosmetic industries. So, over exploitation of forest is not sustainable in long run. We need to control our consumption. Plantation of tree is also necessary factor that we have learned from childhood. Now, prejudice against the traditional use of forest area has no basis. What is it? Let us discuss the great example. For example, to understand this concept, prejudice against the traditional use of forest has no basis. We can say that the Great Himalayan Park contained alpine meadows which were grazed by sheep in summer. Nomadic shepherds drove their flock up from the valley every summer. This practice was banned when the national park was formed. Because of no grazing, the grass first grew very tall and then fell over on the ground, preventing fresh growth. Hence, traditional use was helpful for the forest maintenance. This is one of the good example to explain prejudice against the traditional use of forest. Now, let us discuss the forest lover people examples like Bishnoi's community. Actually, Bishnoi community lives in western Rajasthan, and what they have done, let us discuss. In the Thar Desert border, they are nature loving people. Conservation of forest wildlife has been a religious tenet for them. They are living with the basic philosophy that all living things have a right to survive and share all resources. They have been conserving the flora and fauna to the extent of scarcifying their lives to protect the environment, the flora and the fauna. Flora, the plant breed, and fauna is the animal breed. All those animals and plants which are endangered, they are going to extinct. Actually, these Bishnoi community collect them and make them able to survive. So that's why they are very important in terms of saving our nature, saving our environment. They have been conserving the flora and fauna. The government of India instituted an Amruta Devi Bishnoi National Award for Wildlife Conservation every year. This award is in the memory of Amruta Devi Bishnoi, who sacrificed her life along with 363 other members of this community in 1731 for the protection of Kejri trees in Kejrali village near Jodhpur in Rajasthan. That's why they are very noble, precious. Now, some significance of forests. What are some important significance of forests? Let us discuss. Forests are most valuable resources for food, fodder, fibers, timber, fuel, wood, medicines, gum, resins, etc. We know very well. But bamboos obtained from forest are mostly used to make slats for hearse and baskets, etc. furniture also. Forests provide habitat to numerous plants and animals. Forests play a very important role in maintenance of environment. They play an important role in biochemical cycle, seasonal cycle, regulatory of rainfall, conservation of soil, and many more things. Forests reduce impact of heavy rains and strong winds. They control erosion of soil and leaching. So we can conclude that forest life and the forests are very, very important for all the human beings, plants, and animals. So just like Bishnoi community, we should also conserve forest life. Forest cover of the world is rapidly depleting, but it is more rapid in developing countries. The reasons are rapidly increasing population, industrialization, urbanization. So destruction of the forest is very rapid. But this is very serious matter. So let us discuss some effects of deforestation on the environment and ecosystem. It induces changes in the regional and global climate. Due to the destruction of forests, the rainfall also decreases, definitely. Loss of forest cover causes increase in the soil erosion and decrease in the fertility. Increase in amount of carbon dioxide and temperature in the atmosphere leads to the greenhouse effect that we have discussed in small classes. Due to the loss of habitat of wildlife, chains of food web break. As a result of it, many organisms become endangered or extinct. Including that, the ecosystem balance is also disturbed due to the deforestation. So, students, I hope you understood the very, very important part, that is forest and wildlife, in this video, and including that the stakeholders, different kind of stakeholders, some forest loving and some challenging points towards the forest life. Thank you for listening this video.